Hi everybody, Peter Callis here with Market Jungle. Today is Sunday, July 26th. I wanted to shoot a quick video and thank everybody for all of your support. It's been incredible to see the growth that we've had in our Facebook group, as well as the engagement that I've been seeing among all the traders. So our vision is really to create a conducive environment that helps each one of you grow to your fullest potential. Now, I strongly believe that as our group grows and we continue to provide valuable content and we have the engagement from the community, that we'll all grow to our fullest potential. Now, a couple other things I wanted to talk about today. So today is Sunday. Sunday is a wonderful day to go back and review your prior week. Typically, every Sunday, I go back and I look at my trading journal. I look for any outliers. I look to see how well did I maintain following my plan, my written plan. And I try and identify areas that I may need to improve on. And really the purpose of this is to figure out what I need to focus on for the upcoming week. Now, for some of you, it might be position sizing. It might be I need to work on my entries. I might need to work on my exits. I may need to create a trading plan. Maybe I don't even have a trading plan. But at the end of the day, that's for you to decide. You got to go back and you got to figure out what are you going to keep front of mind this new week that we're coming into. And one thing that I find is a lot of traders try and fix everything at once, and that's not how it works. So typically what I like to recommend is pick one thing and keep it front of mind. So say it is entries you want to work on. Maybe that's what you've identified as a weakness by looking at your trading plan. Keep that front of mind the entire week and keep it your main focus. Every single trade go into and say, am I taking this trade at the right entry? Forget about your P&L, forget about the exit, forget about everything else. Focus on that one thing until you can create a habit out of it. And then at the end of the following week, or at the end of the week that you've been practicing, go back and reflect on it. Is it coming easier to you? When you keep one thing in your mind at a time and focus on that one thing, it makes it a lot easier to master. And to become the best trader that you can become, you need to master many, many different areas. The only way to do this is by breaking it down into small bite-sized chunks and seeing measurable results before you move on to the next area that you need to improve on. So typically Sundays, that's what I do for myself. I look back, I see what I need to improve on, and maybe areas that I'm doing great on, areas that need a little bit of work, and I come up with a game plan for the new week. On top of this, I also look to see how well did I manage my risk, and I look to see if there's any trades that I want to swing. So on Sundays, I typically look through daily charts. I look for different setups that may resonate with me that I would like to take for a swing. Now, many of you also have reached out to me and asked me questions on how to set up targets and stop losses and so on and so forth. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of valuable information here. So let's get over to the Thinkorswim screen. So on a lot of my alerts, I post targets and entries and stops. And what I've done, here's my Thinkorswim platform that you can see on the screen, is I've customized the Fibonacci tool. So whenever you hit the center button on your mouse, you get this menu up on the screen. And this little percent symbol right here is your Fibonacci retracement tool. So if I were to take this trade, so this is AMD, this is from the alert that I gave out on Friday. This stock actually killed it, but that's besides the point. So I've clicked the tool. If I wanted to enter right here above this pivot point, I would go ahead and click right here. And then if I wanted my stop to be below this pivot point or this pivot point, it doesn't matter. I would click wherever I wanted my stop to be. So say I wanted my stop to be right here. Well, when I do that, you can see what this tool does for me is it draws where my stop loss is right here, and it tells me the value of my stop loss. It shows me where my entry is, and then it shows me where my targets are. Now, the reason I use this tool is I struggled for a long time to try and find consistency in my risk to reward ratio. And this was something that I ended up creating to really help me maintain a better risk to reward ratio on all of my trades. So the way I look at this is this first line right here, this is going to be a 1-to-1 risk reward. The second line is a 2-to-1. The third line is a 3-to-1. And this allows me to go into every single trade and try and create better consistency with the actions that I'm applying to the market. Now, whenever you get into the Thinkorswim platform and you try and run the default Fibonacci lines, they're the standard Fibonacci values. And that's a whole nother discussion topic about where those come from and who Fibonacci was and all that. But what I've done is you would typically draw your standard Fibonacci lines to set this up, and then you would right click it and you would go to Edit Properties, and this brings up your properties for the actual Fibonacci lines. Now you can see these values right here. All of these values represent a percentage, and they are all where it will draw the horizontal lines on your chart. What I've done is, you can see I've left the 0 mark selected. That's where it displays my entry. My stop. I've left a 1 here, and that stands for 100%. I left that enabled, and I color-coded it green right here to show me where my entry is. And then my 200% mark, 300, and 400 for my different risk-reward ratios. Now, if you use a different plan, if you're just focused on 1 to 2, 1 to 3, or maybe it's something completely different, you can customize these numbers however you want to draw your targets out for you automatically. Now, once you go in here and you set this up, you need to go ahead and hit Save as Default. If you don't do that, the next time you try and draw the Fibonacci lines by coming in here and hitting your percent sign, it won't actually save the way you've set it up. So make sure you save it. That's how I set this tool up. It's really helped me with my consistency. I hope you find some value in this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.